Time for another album review. This is for the band Jinjer, the Ukrainian metal band that doesn't really have a specific genre. This review is for their fifth studio album called Duél, which was released on February 7th, 2025. The band consists of 4 members. I'm just going to say their first names because if I attempt to say the last names, I'm just going to butcher them like I usually do. So the band consists of Tatiana, guitarist Roman, bassist Eugene, and drummer Vladi. Last time I heard from this band was in 2021. They released their 4th album called Wallflowers. I reviewed that on my channel. I don't really remember that album that much. I thought it was okay when it came out, but it wasn't one I went back to a lot. So basically the band has been very busy. They had to take a break because of the issues going on in their country. But now they're back, it's time to talk about the new album called Duél. So let me get right into it. The album is 11 tracks, 42 minutes long. There were a few singles that were released prior to the album, such as the tracks Rogue and Someone's Daughter. I'm going to go through this album track by track. It's not a long album. The songs are from 3 to 4 minutes each. I like what I heard with the singles, so let's talk more about the album. Opening track is called Tantrum, and it really sounds like a tantrum because it's super heavy. Comes right out the gate with a signature Djent style or progressive metal riffs and Tatiana's harsh death growls. But then she switches to cleans at one part of the song, then back to the harsh vocals. But in the meantime, there are some intense drum beats going on. This might be one of the heaviest songs that I've heard from them, given that the last album was a little on the lighter side. But the song goes into this mid-paced groove in the first half, and then into this really cool bass guitar solo played by Eugene, and followed by some more of Tatiana's cleans. Really like the song. I think it's a really good opener. It just comes right out the gate with its heaviness. Type of song that shows off everything the band does, all compressed into one song. The next track is called Hedonist. This was more on the progressive side with some guitar riffs that reminded me of some with Sugar. The riffs were complex, and Tatiana opens the song with her clean vocals. The song was pretty cool. It was a little on the slower side. It had more of that accessible sound as opposed to the aggression of the first track. She does some of her harsh vocals in the second half of the song. Seems like the song had a nice balance between the cleans and the harsh vocals. I thought it was decent. I probably like the opener better than this, but it still showed off what the band does. They do it well. It's more of a progressive metal track with some heavy metalcore breakdown riffs. Next song is Rogue. This was one of the singles. This is a cool track. I liked it from the first time I heard it. It's one of the heavier tracks. It has some harsh vocals as well as the faster rhythms, paired with the heavy and technical guitar playing of Roman. Another one of those tracks, more on the progressive side, had lots of complex guitar riffs and harsh vocals. Song had one of those complex rhythm sections with lots of rhythmic changes and some heavy beat down guitar riffs. The guitar riffs sound like someone getting punched in the face. That was my impression as they hit very hard. Next song was Tumbleweed. This one had a slower intro and some cleaner vocals than the first part of the song. It was different and had slower rhythms. I guess they were trying to match the song title as the song moves at the pace of a tumbleweed. I don't know if that's intentional. Maybe I'm just making a bad dad joke, but that's what it sounded like to me. Despite being a slower moving track, I thought it was pretty good. Tatiana's vocals sounded top form. She also does some of her harsh screams in the second half of the song. There are some intense breakdown guitar riffs with some added harmonic touches. This was another song I liked a lot. So far, I think I like the album tracks better than some of the singles. Next was Green Serpent. This was one of the singles. This was another one of their that was more on the poppier side, as Tatiana does more of her commercial sounding Gwen Stefani type vocals in this one. But the guitar riffs hit very hard and they have a pretty cool complex sound. Song takes a heavier turn about halfway through. She does some of her harsher vocals. I like the song. It's one of those complex songs with lots of different shifts in the rhythm, lots of different feelings expressed in the song. I like the heavy breakdown in the song, and it fits well with the tone of the album. I haven't said anything about Vladi's drums yet, and I should, because they sound very good on this track. It's just one of those songs that shows off their heavy side, and it shows off the soft side and the progressive side. It kind of has a little bit of everything, and especially I like the last part with the bass guitar and the clean vocals. Next song is called Kafka. This is another one of the singles. Cool song. I like the drumming on this one, and Vladi does some interesting rhythmic things with the drums. Tatiana has some cleans in the song, and it's one of the slower moving ones. Tatiana delivers an emotional vocal performance, and the song appears to be about finding your purpose in life. The song also has one part where they get really heavy, which might be the heaviest they've been, if I didn't say that before with the first track, but the song goes really heavy. That's all I have to say. And there are some intense blast beats in the second half of the song. Next track is called Dark Bile. This is one of the more progressive sounding tracks with complex guitar riffs. Tatiana sings with clean and harsh vocals, and there's some intense guitar riffing in the song. Another one of those songs that just shows how they can go from heavy to light and back again, and whenever they want, they make it sound like a natural progression. Pretty cool album cut. Harsh vocals are very intense. Guitar riffs are cool. As usual, there's a mix of clean and harsh vocals. Thought it was a cool song, very representative of their sound. Also some pretty cool bass guitar riffs in the song as well. After this is a track called Fast Draw. Another one is very intense. This one comes right out the gate with speed and aggression. There are killer riffs, some harsh vocals by Tatiana. The drumming is very intense. And I don't know if I said this before, but it might be the heaviest track on the album yet. I probably said it, but it's just very intense. It has this groove metal feel to some degree, but also has those progressive metal guitar riffs that this band is known for. Another one with that intense drumming. I hear some background vocals like death growls. There are parts of the song that sound like thrash metal, and I think it might be the first time I heard that with this band. This one also has some intense low guttural vocals. After this, they go soft again because the next song is Someone's Daughter. I know it's one of the more accessible songs, but I always liked it. I like the message it sends. It's about how women have been overshadowed by men throughout history. It's a cool song, lots of clean vocals, also some heavy riffs in the song at some parts, and they have some faster rhythms. I thought that the drumming was very intense in the track, and it had some pretty cool harsh vocals on the second half of the song. Actually, the second half of the song goes pretty hard, so I thought it was pretty cool. The penultimate track has a weird song title called A Tongue So Sly. The song is pretty good. It's also one of the heavier tracks, has lots of those complex guitar riffs, lots of fast-paced drumming and harsh vocals. One of those songs that changes tempo often throughout its runtime. Also some cool clean vocals, and Tatiana goes back and forth between vocal styles. Another one of those songs with the really intense drumming. Last song is the title track, and this is where they get heavy again. It was one of the singles, has the intense guitar riffs and some of that like thrash and groove metal influences. The song's very fast paced. Some of the guitar riffs reminded me of death metal. Tatiana uses her clean vocals over the intense instrumentation. The song is very unique. It sounds like they're going full force with the guitars and drums, but they have those brutal metalcore style breakdowns, and this is when Tatiana starts to deliver her harsh vocals. The song's very good. It takes lots of twists and turns, has heavy riffing, fast-paced drumming, pretty cool breakdown in the second half of the song where they slow things down. So it's all pretty cool, and another really good song. Enough of my final thoughts. Much better than I expected it to be. For starters, it's better than their previous album, Wallflowers. I haven't listened to that one in a while, but I know a lot of people are saying that one's kind of underrated, but for some reason, I never got into Wallflowers. So I think this one's better, and I think they went into more of a heavier direction on this one. It had a lot more variety. The album had a nice flow. All those songs were very good. I couldn't think of any songs I would consider to be a filler track or anything like that. But I think the album is filled with moments of intensity, which was something that was lacking on the previous album. So that's just my opinion. I will give this 8.5 out of 10. So far, it's been a pretty good weekend for album reviews. It's my third one so far this weekend. In the meantime, check out my review of Wallflowers. I did this back in 2021. Thanks for watching. Please give the video a like. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe if you have not already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.